Breaking news! Things are heating up in Baltimore as the Ravens head into mandatory minicamp with some impressive developments that fans need to keep an eye on. We're talking controversial moves, players fighting for their futures, and young stars ready to shake up the standings, all of which make this time of year so captivating. But before we move on, be sure to like this if you're a true Ravens fan. It's always great to see fans of all ages cheering for this team. And if you'd like, comment, "Go Ravens! My heart is purple and black." Now, straight to the heart of the action, the position battles that could very well define the Ravens' 2025 season. Let's start where things are already red hot, inside linebacker. On paper, it might look like Trenton Simpson, who started 13 games last year and racked up 73 tackles, is the clear frontrunner. But peel back the curtain and the reality is a little more complicated and a lot more interesting. In the final 3 regular season games, Simpson played just 10 snaps. Not 10 tackles, 10 snaps. Then in the playoffs, 0 snaps. Not one. For a guy who was trusted to be a starter for most of the year, that's a glaring red flag. Something clearly shifted in the coaching staff's trust. Enter Teddy Buchanan, the rookie linebacker out of Cal, drafted on day 3 but already turning heads with a physical profile that looks straight out of a sci-fi movie. During OTAs, Buchanan looked the part, athletically gifted, built like a tank, and perhaps most importantly, bringing a skill set that complements Roquan Smith in ways Simpson never quite did. Buchanan's coverage ability is advanced, and considering Roquan's strength lies more in tackling and leadership, this could be the perfect 1-2 punch. Now, if we're betting on week 1, Simpson likely gets the nod due to experience. But keep your eyes peeled by mid-season, week 10, week 11, because Buchanan could quietly become the primary guy on that interior. Let's flip the field now. Cornerback 2. With Nate Wiggins locked in at CB1, the real battle is for that other outside spot. Marlon Humphrey is expected to play in the slot more this year, which opens up a massive opportunity for someone to step up opposite Wiggins. That battle? It's Chidobe Awuzie versus TJ Tampa. Awuzie, the seasoned vet signed in March, brings 7 years of NFL experience but comes with a caution label. He's 30 and has dealt with a few injuries. Still, when healthy, he's a solid, reliable presence. TJ Tampa, on the other hand, is the young gun. Drafted 130th overall in 2024, he's raw but incredibly talented. At 23, he's got all the physical tools, and even John Harbaugh has been publicly excited about his flashes during OTAs. According to Harbaugh, Tampa doesn't even realize how good he can be, he's just scratching the surface of his potential. And that kind of underdog upside? It makes this one of the most tantalizing position battles to watch. Prediction here leans Awuzie for week 1, simply for the experience edge. But don't be surprised if Tampa starts eating into those reps as the season progresses. Now to a battle that's got Ravens fans buzzing, tight end. And not just any tight ends. We're talking Mark Andrews versus Isaiah Likely. This isn't your typical vet versus rookie story. Both guys were monsters last year, combining for over 1,000 yards and 17 touchdowns. But this feels like the beginning of a changing of the guard. Andrews had the statistical edge last season, but Likely showed flashes, especially in big moments, that make you think he could be the guy in 2025. Both players are entering contract years, which adds serious fuel to this fire. This isn't just about being TE1 in Baltimore, it's about securing their future in the league. Harbaugh even said his goal is for Likely to become an all-pro. That's not a throwaway comment. That's a coach putting public faith in a player who has shown up in key moments and hasn't made critical playoff mistakes like Andrews has in recent years. Expect heavy use of 12 personnel, but when the stats are tallied, don't be shocked if Likely finishes with more targets, receptions, and touchdowns. Is this the passing of the torch? And to wrap this first part, let's talk trenches, left guard. It's a less glamorous position, but absolutely crucial to the success of the offense. This is a 2-man race between Andrew Voorhees and Ben Cleveland. Voorhees started strong last year, then went down with an injury. After he got healthy, he never reclaimed the job. Coaches stuck with Patrick McCrary instead. That alone raises some questions. Ben Cleveland? He wasn't even in the conversation last year, but this offseason has been a different story. He's been getting real reps at left guard during OTAs and has pushed himself firmly into contention. Ryan Mink pointed out how the coaching staff seems far more serious about Cleveland this time around, suggesting a real shift in their evaluation. Cleveland may not be flashy, but he's got the size and strength you want in a mauler. If the Ravens want to get nastier up front, Cleveland could be the guy. Still, this one feels wide open heading into training camp. Let's keep going. We left off with the tight end and left guard battles, but the deeper you dig into this Ravens roster, the clearer it becomes that Baltimore isn't just fine-tuning, they're redefining. These position battles aren't about plugging holes. They're about evolving into a team that's younger, faster, and more aggressive. And as we move through this mini camp and into training camp, every snap will matter. The question looming over everything? Who's going to earn those snaps? Let's circle back to the tight end debate, because this one goes beyond stats. It's about trust, timing, and postseason performance. For years, Mark Andrews has been a safety blanket for Lamar Jackson, but in the biggest games, he hasn't always come through. Isaiah Likely, in contrast, has been clutch when it matters most, something the Ravens need more of if they're serious about a Super Bowl run. It's not just that Likely is a better athlete, he's a better fit for where this offense is headed. Faster pace, more spread looks, more mismatches downfield, and Likely is a matchup nightmare. Then there's John Harbaugh's endorsement. I want to see Isaiah Likely be an all-pro. That's not just hype. That's a coach publicly raising the bar. Likely has the frame, the hands, the route running, and the explosiveness. If he puts it all together in 2025, it's not just about beating Andrews. He could become one of the top tight ends in the entire league. That's the level he's chasing. And considering both are on contract years, this is more than a position battle. It's a career-defining stretch for both of them. If Likely edges ahead by midseason, it could influence not just snap counts, but long-term roster decisions and cap allocations in 2026 and beyond. Now, on the offensive line, don't underestimate the ripple effect of the left guard battle. Ben Cleveland versus Andrew Voorhees isn't sexy, but it matters. This is about who protects Lamar, who opens lanes for Keaton Mitchell or Derrick Henry, and who brings consistency to the interior. Cleveland's stock is rising fast. More reps in OTAs, more trust from the coaches, and he brings that physical edge that's been missing at times. Voorhees is a fighter, no doubt, but losing his starting spot last year and failing to get it back, that doesn't go unnoticed. Let's not forget that this left guard spot has been a revolving door in recent seasons. The Ravens need to lock this down, and whoever wins this battle isn't just starting, they're anchoring a line that could define the Ravens' identity. Run first, balanced attack? Either way, the left guard better be ready to fight in the trenches every down. As it stands now, Cleveland looks like the guy who's earned the right to prove it in week 1. Now zooming out a bit, what these 4 battles really tell us is this. The Ravens are transitioning from a veteran-led team to one that's going to rely heavily on its younger talent. That's risky. It takes guts, but it's also how dynasties begin. We're watching the early stages of that transformation, and fans should be thrilled. This roster isn't stagnant. It's alive. It's aggressive, and it's built for the long haul, not just 2025. Trenton Simpson versus Teddy Buchanan. Chidobe Awuzie versus TJ Tampa. Mark Andrews versus Isaiah Likely. Andrew Voorhees versus Ben Cleveland. These aren't just names. They're symbols of a franchise willing to let the best man win, no matter how much experience, draft capital, or past success they carry. So here's the big question I want to leave you with. If you had to bet on just one of these young guys to win their position battle and become a long-term starter in Baltimore, who would it be? Buchanan? Likely? Tampa? Drop your answer in the comments. And don't forget, subscribe for more deep dives like this. Hit that like button if you haven't already. And check out the next video right here on the screen. You're not going to want to miss what's next as we head into the thick of Ravens training camp.